For the brief, I chose to create an interactive music toy called the Tune Crafter, targeted to young children of ages 4 to 9. The Tune Crafter is a toy that allows users to create their own music by changing the pitch of notes in an 8-note piano sequence using simple inputs, such as a slider to change pitch of the note, buttons to change the note that is selected, and LED lights that provide visual feedback when a note is played. The Tune Crafter is designed to be accessible, intuitive, and fun to use for the target audience of young children. This is as the simple interactions enable the user to create their own songs without the need for an understanding of a complex instrument such as a piano or pre-existing musical knowledge.
The Tune Crafter would be an excellent tool for Persona 1 7-year-old primary school student Jimmy Humphreys. This is as Jimmy is curious about music and wants to learn how to make simple songs in a fun and interactive way, with the simple, engaging interactions providing an accessible and enjoyable way for him to make music. The user journey map shows the joy and pride that he gets from making simple music independently and showing his parents. However, the Tune Crafter would be less suitable for Persona 2 Sally Smith, who is a 14-year-old secondary school student who wants to continue learning more complex songs on the piano and build her skills. This is as the Tune Crafter's interactions are simple and targeted towards younger children who have limited musical experience, so Sally may find the Tune Crafter too basic and simple. The user journey map shows her reservations about the product appearing too simple and her quickly becoming bored as it fails to provide an adequate challenge for her. In my initial research, I was inspired by the Circuit OG, a portable groovebox and music creation tool. It is simple and intuitive to use and features instruments such as drums and synths. The interface is intuitive and child-friendly with buttons and tiles that can be pressed to make different sounds, enabling the user to make their own music. It also has a sequencing mode which helps users to create their own songs. I loved how the Circuit OG provided a fun and simple way for users to make music, but I wanted to take it a step further and create a more accessible design with simple but engaging interactions, such as a simple slider and buttons to change the note in the sequence.
When designing the Tune Crafter, producing a product that was tailored to my target audience of young children ages 4 to 9 was at the core of my focus. I focused on implementing a product that was simple and intuitive to use with fun and engaging interactions that my target audience of young children could understand quickly without the need for extensive teaching. I considered books from key writers in the design field, such as David Benyon's Designing Interactive Systems, a comprehensive guide to HCI, where he states that conceptual design is about considering what information and functions are needed for the system to achieve its purpose, and deciding what someone will have to know to use the system. This demonstrates the importance of defining a clear purpose and designing an interface and interactions that help facilitate the user to achieve the goal, without complicating the product with complex interactions that may not be needed. Hawkade also stated in his book Interaction Design and Children that high visual complexity can overwhelm any user, let alone children who cannot process visual information as quickly as adults. I believe I have followed these design principles successfully and produced a fun and engaging product for my target audience with intuitive and enjoyable interactions that enable young children to make their own simple music.
As can be seen in this visual demonstration, the Tune Crafter features 2 buttons, one to advance to the next note of the sequence and one to go back to the previous note, a slider potentiometer that changes the pitch of the note selected, and 8 LEDs which light up when the corresponding note is played. The Max MSP patch creates the 8-note sequencer and detects button presses to change the selected note and the position of the slider that changes the pitch of the note, as well as outputting the LED lights that turn on when the corresponding note is played. Now I will show the Tune Crafter in action.
The Tune Crafter could be improved by the implementation of more sounds and instruments, such as a drum beat that could be controlled by a touch sensor, or the ability for the user to further customize their experience by changing the speed of the sequencer. However, overall, I am pleased with my interaction design as I was able to implement simple, engaging, and fun interactions and suitable visual feedback that appeals to my target audience of young children ages 4 to 9.